Hi guys, so you got the EDgun Matador. It doesn't matter the length, short, standard or long. It works the same way. I know nobody reads the manual, me either. So we'll try to explain the main things that you have to know. So you have the magazine. Before the shooting you have to put the pellet in the magazine. So you should put it from the side with the cocks, not from this side, but from this side. Put the pellets to the magazine. When it's ready, just cock the bolt and put the magazine cocks to you and revolve it counterclockwise to the click. Then push the bolt, turn it. Now the gun is cocked, the pellet is in the barrel and it's ready to shoot. When you push the trigger, it shoots. And then just cycle, cycle, cycle. While cycling you should do it as it's a little, I don't know how it's in English. Jerk is it's not right word, but looks like it's this way. Not pulling it slowly, just it works. So if you have the gun cocked and the pellet here, but you don't want to shoot by some reason, you have the option to uncock the gun and not to put the second pellet in the barrel. Here is the lever, just put it down and it removes the level from the magazine. So while cycling, the magazine will not revolve. And then pull it back and keep it with your fingers, push the trigger and put it forward. So it is uncocked, the pellet is in the barrel and it's absolutely safety. If you need to shoot, just cock it, shoot it. If you want to go on shooting, just put it up. That's it. Easy. So you got the gun, you made 100 shooting, 200 shoots, and you don't like the trigger as it was set at the factory. It's either too hard for you or too light, or even if you want, sometimes when you cock it, it can shoot itself without your intention. So you have to regulate the trigger. It's very easy. You see, there is a little screw here. Use this L-shape wrench. Put it here. If you revolve it clockwise, you will make the trigger lighter until it will not fix. If you revolve it counterclockwise, you make it harder until it will not cock. So just find the position you need. It's very easy. So we installed the trigger system outside of the trigger case just to show you the kinematic of its working. Because I want you to understand how it works. So you see the hammer is not cocked. When you cock it, it goes this way, and the sear moving by this spring goes under the under the hammer. So you see, it's cocked now. When you shoot, you push the trigger, and the trigger first touches this part with this screw which you regulate, and then this round shape part which is instead of the second screw which were at the old version of Matadors. So you see, and when it touches it with this round shape, the sear is going under the from the hammer, and the hammer goes to the valve. So revolving this clockwise or counterclockwise, you can regulate the time when this round shape part touch it. So if it's too early, you will have very hard trigger. If it's too late, you cannot have this second stage. So it's very easy to regulate and adjust it to the way you need. And very important thing, when you take this trigger case out of the gun, never ever shoot it without the valve here, because in this case this rod will be broken, so it is not warranty case. Okay. Okay. Now how to regulate the speed. So you have to unscrew this guard. Take it off. Take off the stock from the gun. And you see the regulating screw. It is fixing with this nut. So before regulating the speed, you have to loose this nut. Then if you revolve it clockwise, you stress the spring and the speed goes up. If you remove it counterclockwise, you lose the speed, and that's the way you can regulate it up down to 16 joules for UK. And when you set the speed of the pellet at the level you need, you have to cock it, and only after that fix it with this nut. If you do it without cocking, in a few dozens of shots it will lose, and the speed will goes up and down. So please remember about that. Now pay attention that the Matador has the second point of fixing the metal parts to the stock. You see it here. It's this rod. It is eccentric, so it means that while revolving that, you can put it up or down, and as the gun at the hammer case has such a the place for the second point of fixing, it's like that. So regulating that up and down, you can adjust the reservoir exactly to the stock without too much strength or too much loose. So it's very easy to my point of view. So the very important thing, after you got the gun and shot about 1500 or 2000 shots, you have to readjust the speed, because the springs can change, the valves wears a little bit, the regulator. So the best way is to put down the speed 700 feet per second or 600 feet per second. It's about 220 meters per second, and then raise this up a little bit just to reach the figure you need. So please pay attention to this diagram. This is the strength of the hammer spring, and this is the speed of the pellet. So when you begin to tensile the spring, the speed of the pellet goes up, and then it reaches its peak. And if you even go on with the tension of the spring, its speed can goes down, then up again, and then down again. And so quite often people can find that they have the speed here, which is not the peak speed, but it is over the peak. It means that the gun has overconsumption of the air, which is not good for the gun, because the accuracy is worse in this case. It loads much heavier, and you have bad air consumption and so on. So you have to go down and reach the first peak, no going the next one. And or maybe the best case is to stay somewhere here before the first peak. In this case you will have the very nice accuracy, very nice air consumption, and a great number of shots per fill. So please remember about this diagram, and when you're regulating the gun, be sure that you are not going to this area. Okay? And people often ask me how to adjust the gun for the optimal between the shot count, the power, and the accuracy. As I told before, the optimal for standard, for example, in both calibers .22 and .25 is the speed about 280, 285, it's around that. That's the best for shot count, the energy and the accuracy. Yes, of course, if you go down, the accuracy will be the same, the shot count goes up, and the noise will be less, and so on. It's up to you. But if you go up, you have to understand that it will be less shot count, more noisily shot, and the accuracy goes down. So the optimal is the figures I told you, and then you have to make some tests with your guns, because even if all the barrels are made at the same place, at the same factory, they can be different a little bit. So one barrel can goes well at 280, and the other barrel can at 270, the best accuracy. So when you know your gun very well, you can understand that and can tune it to yourself without any problems. So you got the gun, you made 2000 shots, you regulated adjusted the spring of the hammer, adjusted the trigger, everything is fine. But somehow the accuracy became worse. It means that the barrel is dirty and should be cleaned. It's very easy to do it with Matador. So cock it. You see there is the special place for these screws. So unscrew these two screws and take them off the breech. Take it out. It's another one. Then loose these two screws on the front breech for half a turn. Close it, and then you can take the breech out of the gun. Pay attention that the hammer is cocked, and not avoid the shooting, because if we shoot without the breech, the O-ring inside will be blown out, and you have to disassemble all the gun to replace it. So keep it with your finger, push the trigger, and slowly park it to the valve. You see, that's it. So you can clean it either using the special rod for cleaning from the back side of the barrel, or you can take off the shell of the moderator. Just unscrew it. You see the moderator? And now you can take the fishing line, put it with making the loop, put it through the barrel, and having the loop here, push some close, and with ballistol, and then dry, and move it that direction. And that's the way you can clean the barrel. That's very easy. Okay. Я сейчас покажу полную разборку винтовки, вообще полную. Ну, по блокам, по крайней мере. Я не буду разбирать УСМ до конца и прочее, это нет необходимости в этом. Помните арабчонка, который разбирал крикет и EDgun, плевался слюной, кричал: «Эд шарлатан, его винтовки плохо разбирать» и прочее. Ну, я надеюсь, он это видео увидит. И это видео, так как оно очень длинное, я буду делать на 2 языка сразу, чтобы мне потом второй раз для англоязычной публики не снимать. Okay? So now I'm going to disassemble the gun completely, and you will see how it's easy to do. And do you remember the video, a guy from Kuwait who was very disappointed with that gun, and he compared cricket and that gun and said that EDgun is impossible to disassemble as simple way as cricket and blah blah blah. It was very funny, and actually I like that video a lot. So just now you can measure the time which I need to disassemble it completely, and this video will be in 2 languages because it takes me a long time and I don't want to make it twice, because I just don't want it, because I made it thousands of times. Okay, ready? Let's go. Поехали. Снимаем ложе. First we have to take off the stock. Откручиваем скобу. Taking off the safeguard. Снимаем заднюю колодку. Taking off the bridge. Спускаем воздух из винтовки. Taking off the air from the gun. Видите, просто ключом, очень просто. You see, you can use any screwdriver or whatever. It's very easy. Push it on the hammer. Надавливайте просто на курок с этой стороны. Воздух спускаться будет дольше, чем я винтовку разбираю. The air comes out of the reservoir longer than it needs time to disassemble the gun. Good. Now unscrew this one. Так, откручиваем 2 винта колодки USM и 1 винт сзади, and one more here. Now unscrew 2 screws on the front bridge. Откручиваем 2 винта на казённике. Снимаем резервуар. Здесь у нас есть бронзовое колечко. We have the O-ring here. Don't lose it. You better take it off. Okay, later. Откручиваем манометр. Откручиваем затыльник резервуара. Taking off the cover, the back cover of the reservoir. So we have to check out if the air is going out completely. There is some air. Oh, my guy is using the screwdriver. Well, I have to tell them that's too tight. Снимаем переднюю пробку, taking out the front plug. Снимаем редуктор, taking off the regulator. We can take off the valve also. That's it. This is a block which you shouldn't disassemble because the barrel is strengthened at the factory in the proper way by this nut. But if you want to disassemble it, you should fix this and using the wrench unscrew it and taking off the barrel. But I don't do it now because it's not necessary for client's level. And the same with this thing. It is completely assembled and you don't need to do here anything but regulating. That's it. So, то есть вот эта колодка, она неразборная, ее клиенту разбирать не надо, только регулировать спуск, как я уже показал. Значит, вот этот узел тоже не разбирается, не нужно его разбирать, потому что ствол натянут так, как нужен. И если по какой-то причине вам понадобится, зажимаете в тиски, ключом откручиваете, разбираете. Вот колечко бронзовое не потеряйте при разборке сборки, а то часто люди говорят мне, что мы потеряли колечко и ничего не можем найти и прочее разное. Но мы сейчас перестали ставить резинки. We usually use this brass ring instead of the rubber rings. It's better. Так, теперь, as you see, it's very simple, and people seeing so small number of details can always ask me, why should I pay $2,000 for that? There is no details. И люди часто меня спрашивают, какого хрена я плачу такие большие деньги? Тут и деталей-то нету, за что я плачу деньги? А я отвечаю за то, что все это в малом количестве деталей работает хорошо. And my answer is very simple. A small number of parts works perfectly. That's the point why you're paying me so much. So, it didn't take a long time for me, yeah? Agree? Good. Немного времени заняло, правильно? Так что арабу надо учиться. Okay, now I'll show you the different O-rings which we use in there. Сейчас я вам покажу резинки, какие мы используем и где используем. Okay, that's it. Okay, now I'm trying to show you some different O-rings and the way to change them. So, the closing the air out of the bridge in this variant of Matador is made by the ring which is installed down here. If by some way you lost it because it, for example, if you shoot when the bolt is not closed, it can be blown out of it. It can wear out, whatever. So you don't have the O-ring inside, and you have the leaking air while shooting from here. So here is the fixing screw here. You see? So you can turn it off and remove this bronze ring and put the O-ring there, put the bronze ring back and fix it. Or if you don't have ring there, you can take the ring and with some magic fingers put it inside in that groove which is there. So it's no problem. Okay. Now the front plug. Here is the valve which allows the air goes inside the gun, and the 90% of the cases when there is a leakage in the reservoir, it's because of that. Because when you're filling, you can put some dust, some sand, and if it goes under this O-ring, it doesn't seal properly, and so there will be leakage. It's very easy. You should disassemble the reservoir as I showed you before, and you don't need to take off the back plug, only the front one. So take it off, remove the O-ring, wash it, grease it with the silicone grease, and put it back. So the strength which you should put it back is when you screw it down, just when it touch the surface, you should make the half of turn or 3/4 of turn. That's it. That's enough. And here is the ordinary O-ring which is used for both plugs and the regulator. You have it in your spare rings which I deliver with the guns. And the O-ring and the gauge, I actually don't remember the cases when it was wearing out and there was problem with the leaking here under the ring. There can be problem with the gauge, not in that ring. So it's very simple. So this is the back plug with the valve and the spring. It's very simple. If you have the leakage here, and you can find out when you put the reservoir in the water, the bulbs going out of here. If you have leakage here, it means that you got something between the valve and the place where it should seal. And if you have the lathe close to us, you can ask the lather to flat this place and flat this one, and usually it works. If you have the valve broken, just order the new one from me, it's very cheap. And pay attention that the rod of the valve should protrude out of this bronze guide at 3 millimeters, no more no less, about 3 millimeters. And then you have this I don't know how to call it, a volume after the regulator, and you see this the rest for the spring. It's closer to one side, so this side is this way. So the back plug is assembled, and you should fix the regulator here. That's easy. Here's the regulator. You can hear when there is no pressure, the inside parts are moving a little bit. So I wouldn't recommend you to go inside the regulator if you don't know why you are doing that, and if you don't know how to do that. I just show you how it works, but it doesn't mean that you qualified enough to go inside and do something, because it will be out of the warranty if you do something wrong. So it's consists of two parts, and both parts are sealed with these O-rings, and here is the connection with the atmosphere. And you can see at the reservoir, at this place, there is a small hole. And some people who never know how the regulator works and found that hole, they say to me, "Hi, I had the round reservoir with a hole, I'm afraid it will be exploded," and so on. So that should be hole here. Don't worry. Okay, it's turning, so you can divide it two parts. In this case, you see that's empty, there is nothing inside. And here is the working part. You see the springs. There are 12 springs put in the packets of 2 of them, and they have they put in the packet that way. So if you take it off, never change the orientation of the springs. You should put it in the same way back. So taking it out, and you see there are 2 O-rings here. It can be the problem if your regulator doesn't work properly, so just change these O-rings. Or here is the surface for, I don't know, I'll show you later. So this surface should be flat, smooth, with a small print of the fixer. Okay, let's call it this way. And yeah, here as you can see the fixer I told you. You see the small hole inside it, 0.5 millimeters diameter. So if you have some sand in your valve, it means that you either I did something wrong and put some sand in there, or you disassembled it yourself, and so there is no way the sand goes from the front plug through the oil reservoir through the regulator to the valve, so you should understand that. Here is the left thread, especially for fixing this fixer, whatever. So if you the fixer itself has the right thread, so if you move it this way or that way, you either increase the pressure in the regulator, decrease or increase the pressure in the regulator, and then you should fix it with this left thread fixer. So it's very simple if you know what to do. If you don't know, I wouldn't recommend you to open the regulator, otherwise the guarantee is out. Easy. Итак, я вроде все показал, все рассказал. Размеры резинок я дам прямо на видео. Сейчас я хочу все это собрать, чтобы показать вам, как это быстро, легко делается. Okay, I showed you everything. I think you are satisfied now. And the size of the O-rings I will put on the video, so you can put it down from the video. And now I want to assemble it back, just to show you how easy it can be done. And my best regards to that guy from Kuwait. Okay, so just press the time recorder. Let's go. You see everything? Все видно? Now we are fixing the front plug. Закручиваем 3 винта передней пробки. Накручиваем редуктор. Installing the regulator to the back plug. Should put it here carefully, not to tear the O-rings. Help with your fingers. Когда ставите заднюю пробку, аккуратненько по резинкам, не подрежьте их по края, там в принципе все фаски сняты, но все равно аккуратненько пальчиками помогаете. Некоторые говорят, что Матадор это как Калашников. По времени сборки я, конечно, Калашникова не дотягиваю, но Калашников никто до винтика не разбирает. Some people says that Matador is like Kalashnikov machine gun, as simple as Kalashnikov. Of course, the Kalashnikov can be disassembled and assembled much faster, but nobody disassembled it to the screws. Okay, check the ring. Проверьте, что у вас колечко на месте стоит. Видите, мне не нужны никакие специальные инструменты, мне не нужны никакие специальные приспособления для того, чтобы собрать или разобрать Матадор. Я могу это сделать на коленке в машине, поменять резинки, и я опять готов к бою. You see, I don't need some special tools, some special equipment to disassemble or assemble it. I can do it on my knees while sitting in the car, change some O-rings which I have with me, and so I'm ready to hunt again. That's the advantage of the simplicity of the gun. And as people say, the simplicity is the genius. So before installing that, перед установкой взведите cock it. Можно собирать еще быстрее, если использовать шуруповерт. You can make the assembling faster if you use the electric drill. Yes. That's it. 5 minutes. Exactly. Все. Как видите, все очень просто. Простая вещь, сделанная с мыслью о том, как людям ею использоваться, чтобы они могли совершенно спокойно сами все разобрать, починить, собрать, никаких проблем при этом не испытывать. So as you see, it's very simple gun, which is made with the thinking about the people who will use it. To make them the using as comfortable as possible, and giving them the possibility to make the small repairs without applying to the dealer itself. So as you see, to replace some O-rings, it can take you altogether no more than half an hour with a cup of tea between the some operations. Thanks. Спасибо. Пока. Some people ask me why I need these holes in the shoulder, and it's very easy explanation. You can see the holes here also. Yeah, when the air goes out, it hits this baffle, and some of the volume of the air goes in the back part of the moderator. If you don't have the holes here, the pressure rise quickly here, and we cannot have a lot of air here, and so it goes up behind the pellet. With these holes, we can decrease the pressure inside these the back part of the moderator, and thus take more air from here, and that means that less air will go out behind the pellet, and it's very good for the accuracy and for the level of the noise. That's why we need holes here. And yeah, there was a question that people ask me what pressure they can use for long-term storing the Matador. Just 200 bars, 220 bars, and you can stay for years, no problem. Thanks. Well, I hope I answered the majority of the questions you were interested in, and yeah, some people ask me about the future plans. Well, it's interesting. As you know, if you want to make the god laughing, tell him about his plans. Anyhow, I will not tell you about exactly the plans, but I just can assure you that we are working on the new models with the new concepts, and if we are in success, you will be completely satisfied, and there will be completely new guns with a new conception at the market, and a gun will be the best as usually for last at least 10 years at the market. So if you have some extra additional questions, don't hesitate to ask me either at Lone Airgun forum or directly to my email or at gun.com forum. I will always be glad to answer all your questions. Or you can put the list of the questions of which you need to make new videos, and we'll be making new videos with pleasure. I hope it will help you to understand Matador better. Thank you very much.